everybody. Dirty Thursday, and we are on track. Champions Edition again with Dustin Strand. Yeah, you know him. Drives the 71 NLRA late model and also an A-mod. We'll be talking with him. And Chad Hoff, where art though? Chad will be here, the other half of the Bull Ring Boys. By the way, speaking of Chad Hoff, our show today brought to you by Northwest Tire. For tires, work on your vehicle, and more, check out Northwest Tire. They're on Gateway Drive, North Dakota's largest tire dealer. Family-owned for over 40 years, from big to small. Northwest Tire, they do it all over there. Find all the big-name brands, Toyo, Nokian, Bridgestone, Firestone, and more. Call them up, 701-780-8473 to schedule your next appointment. Northwest Tire on Gateway Drive in Grand Forks, helping you get the perfect tires for whatever you drive. And there he is, Chad Hoff. Where art thou? He just rolled into the studio, and he's looking awful festive. We'll talk with him and Dustin in a minute. A couple of things I need to talk about first. So one thing we need to do first is Jokes My Neighbor Tells Me. Here we go. Jokes My Neighbor Tells Me. Got a couple of them. First off, my kids want a cat for Christmas. You all have kids. You know how this goes. My kids want a cat for Christmas. I normally make turkey. No, okay. Okay, here's one. What's the difference between Tiger Woods and Santa? What's the difference between Tiger Woods and Santa? Santa was smart enough to stop at 3 hoes. 3 hoes. Any questions or comments, feel free to call or text. Our number 701-213-0863, 701-213-0863. Love the new look, number 71, Marie Stewart, Nick Curtis, good morning all. Good morning, guys. John Biergard, everybody's already tuning in. I'll go to you first, Chad. How are you doing, man?
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
We're on camera.
Okay, now I'm good. I'm good now.
Okay, you got it?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Hi. No, everything going good, man. Getting ready to rock and roll here. We're going to take off tomorrow for Montana. So,
Oh, good.
The family's all getting ready to go, and we're going to have Christmas in Montana.
Okay.
Where there's no snow.
Yeah. We had our first one. No snow there either, huh?
No snow.
Yeah, I got a bunch of friends there, and they haven't said much. We had our first Christmas last night of like
I saw
11.
that.
Yeah, so I got another one. Like I was telling Dustin beforehand, that's what happens when you're from a dysfunctional family, but we function just fine.
Right.
So we had our first one last night. We've got another one on the 23rd, one on the 24th, one on the 25th, and one on the 30th.
Oh, Lord.
So, yeah, it's a lot of food, though.
Oh, yeah?
Ooh, Chateaubriand last night.
Don't even know what that is.
It's,
do you know what that is?
No.
Yeah.
It's the most...
better than that cat he was going to make.
They claim it's the most expensive, pretty much, cut of meat you can get. I don't know.
I thought Wagyu was.
Well, yeah, that's what I thought, too, because I know that steak they showed me at Harry's that time was $125 for just the steak. So, I don't know. Wagyu. I heard their burgers are really good, though. Anyway.
Yeah, well,
and some other big news. And
news.
This is something I really wanted to talk about. Julie Peterson is out of the hospital.
She's home.
Yeah, she's home.
She is.
And that's good, of course. I had
awesome.
been wearing the Peterson family sweatshirt every Thursday since she
forget
went
to
in.
wash it?
No, I just said until she gets out of the hospital.
Oh, that's right.
I'm going to keep wearing it. So that's why. And it was about due to be washed too. So that's
good for them.
And one more thing I want to do is I want to wish my son Alex happy birthday. Happy birthday, kid.
Alex.
I was talking to some other parents that our kids play baseball together, and I think he's 37 now.
Alex doing an awesome job down there in Fargo for the baseball stuff he's doing down there for sure. So, man, that kid's busy all summer. So, happy birthday, buddy.
Yeah, I'm calling the Red River Central hockey game tonight. And,
I saw that.
My kid played for Central.
Right.
And I was hoping to get him to do the color commentary with me because he's done it before, but he's got a meeting until like 5:30 tonight in Fargo and another one right away tomorrow morning.
Oh, no.
And he's stressing out, trying to figure out how he can come up here and do this game. And I'm like, dude, don't worry about it. It's your birthday. Stay home with your family, and we'll catch you in a couple of days. So,
yeah, there you go.
All right. Hey, the one, the only Dustin Strand of the studio today, man.
Yeah, he's sitting over there, yeah.
How are you?
Well, pretty good, but I feel a lot out of place. Nobody told me I was supposed to wear a Santa hat.
Well, he just grabbed that one that was sitting there.
I saw it over there. I thought it'd be a perfect time to put it
I don't have
on.
another one around, but
See, the problem is, Dustin, is that when you have no hair, you got to cover something up, but the lighting kind of screws up every little bit. So
he could be blinding you right now. So you should thank him for
I'm
wearing
really
that
looking
hat.
out for you guys.
So you were in a walking boot. I was talking to your wonderful wife, Savannah, and I said, what happened? And she said she kicked you down the stairs. He walked in this morning, and I said, I heard you got kicked down the stairs. And he said something like that. What happened?
Well, next time I'm going to listen.
Love it.
It's not even a cool story, so it's really it fell down the dang steps.
Yeah,
It's uncoordinated.
Yeah, it
and
happens.
sober and the whole bit.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you
That's
got
the worst part. There's no other excuse you have,
Right.
right?
That's when
Right.
you need to make up something. Like,
Right.
you know, I was fighting off a timber wolf trying to get my cat or something.
Yeah.
You know, you got to something.
I heard the girl scream.
Yeah.
And took off or something. I don't know.
I heard the girl scream, and the rest is history. Heather McDonald, good morning.
Morning.
Perry Chemnitz, Merry Christmas. John Biergard, happy birthday, Alex. All right. What's with the beard, Chad?
What's wrong with my beard?
I don't know. She just said, what's with it? I didn't even really. Wow.
Is it-
It like grew a lot. How quick can you grow a beard?
I don't know. Been a couple weeks since
Well,
I've
you
shaved.
saw mine.
Yeah.
Mine was 2 months.
Oh, well, way quicker than that. I don't know. It's Santa time, so if
Right.
if anybody out there needs a Santa,
Yeah.
just like
It's like
white it out, ready to go. I got the belly already. I mean, what are we waiting for?
What the
You know,
heck? Maybe I'll have you on next year.
I mean,
We'll
yeah.
have 2 Santas on next year.
Yeah,
You know, it's funny how that works. My kid could be clean shaven and in 2 days look like Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy
Yeah,
how
my
he can
neck
grow a
is
beard.
growing already, so I got to shave
You
that.
get that itchy
Yeah.
stuff going.
Dustin knows something. He look at his beard. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
he's got
It
a
took
pretty
me like
sharp
40
beard.
years to grow this baby, though.
Yeah, yeah. So do you guys use
I
like,
have no hair up here, so it just comes straight.
there you
smooth
go.
straight down.
Do you guys use like the beard oil and all that stuff? It makes a difference.
No,
It does. My
I
wife
should.
couldn't stand the smell of it, but it makes the difference.
I use beard butter.
Beard okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Now let me rephrase that. If they had beard butter or beard oil that smelled like, say, Klotz oil, would you then? Huh?
I probably do have oil in my beard on a daily basis.
He's probably already has
2050.
that.
Yeah, 2050.
2050.
My neighbor used to have this old green lawnmower, push
Yeah.
mower, and when everything was steel on him, you know, not like plastic nowadays, but he used to run Klotz oil in that thing.
God, that's-
and
that's
you
old.
could smell it, you know, when he was mowing, but oh man, to me that's just a wonderful smell. I'd rather smell that than cooked cat or
It's like
something,
a
you know.
two-cycled snowmobile motor. Just like,
Yeah.
You
Like
just smell.
you know, back in the old days of the lightning sprints or the mini sprints, when some of those guys were running snowmobile motors, I would just close my eyes and it was going back to oval ice racing with
Yeah.
snowmobiles. It was pretty
You can
cool. I
smell
liked
that.
it. Maybe we should talk to Dustin.
Well, I think that's why he's here.
Yeah, I know. And
But
thank
it's
you
just so
for
good.
taking time off. I know, you know, a lot of people say, well, this isn't that busy of a time of year for
Oh,
these
it's crazy
guys.
busy. He was just gone.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So yeah, he's a busy man.
So
a
how-
lot of questions.
Yeah. How is your winter going?
Pretty good.
What
Yeah,
do you
the-
do all winter? We're not talking about work yet. What do you do all winter since there's no racing?
Well, there's always something going on. I mean, just with the kids at home, you're going steady. But
Sure.
like the last couple winters, the girls have raced snowmobiles a
Yep.
little bit, but of course we don't have any snow on the ground. None
Right.
of that's really got going yet. But,
Right.
yeah, I don't know. There's always something going on. I don't know.
Okay. You were just down south. Tell us about that. What were you doing? Where were you at? And how much fun was that?
Yeah, it was really cool. We went down to St. Louis. They have that indoor race at the Dome, and I've always watched it, you know, on TV and whatever, and wanted to go. And that's a really awesome deal to be at. Just when they stand on the throttle, those 900 horse late models inside a building.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Oh wow.
Now, you being a car owner, race car driver, race car builder, this event tends to bring a lot of carnage. I would imagine you must have cringed and butt puckered a few times looking at all the carnage that was in that thing. Was there a lot of wrecks? Is it
Yeah,
that bad?
there's a lot more of them wrecked than not wrecked
Right.
by the end of that.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's tight quarters.
That's what it's tough to watch because you talk to you guys all summer and you guys know how much we understand how much time you put into those cars, and some of those cars come there brand new. And a lap in, and it could be just garbaged. So
Lucky to get it in the trailer.
yeah, right. So it's like as you're sitting there watching these things, are you thinking, "Man, I love watching this, but I don't know what I wouldn't want to race it." Is that what you were thinking, possibly?
Well, I'd love to race it, but not with my own car. Yeah. Like I'm looking for a ride, so if anybody out there wants to go to the Dome next year, I'll drive it.
Yeah, that thing's got to be shoulders in, wheels up all the time,
yeah.
man. I mean, you got to be ready to rock. I was watching Ricky Thornton's late model. He's torn up quite a bit,
Yeah,
with Lucas
yeah.
Oil this year. He did really well too, but man, it's just how tight that place is and how rough it gets. I suppose there's really nothing you can do about the roughness, though.
Well, yeah, the first day actually the track was really smooth, and but the quality of racing wasn't as good. I mean, it's kind of realistically, that race has come to be, it's a monster truck show. I mean,
Yeah,
people come
right.
to watch the wrecks and
Yep.
whatever. And
Yeah.
And somebody gets lucky, basically. at
yeah,
the
I
end.
mean, it is still, you got to take chances there
Sure.
if you're going to win that deal.
Yeah.
Right.
Now you were down there. Were you helping somebody? Is that how that worked, or did
Yeah,
you
one
just?
of my
Because I
customers
know
was
you didn't
down
just say to Savannah, "Hey, you know what? I'm taking a couple of days off. I'm going to go watch
Yeah.
some racing. See ya."
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my customers went down Scott Bentz. He was
Okay,
actually,
sure.
it was racing his B mod against the UMP modified.
Oh,
so
wow.
he was kind of a little underpowered. But really, as small as that track is, it's really not a horsepower deal anyway.
Right. The red-headed rebel. How's he doing?
Really good.
He was on
His
the show
hair
a
is
couple of
short.
years ago. Yeah.
His hair is
He's
short.
like one of those DE agents. He changes his looks a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, you never know who he is. at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah. And it's,
If you say, okay, so if you got an opportunity to go there, would it be late mod or A mod? Because you have both.
Yeah,
Yeah, that-
yeah, I don't know. I think I'd want to race a modified there versus late model. Just,
Yeah.
It's a small track for those big cars.
yeah. Now,
It was like ping pongs, you know? Yeah.
is that a race? Do you have to get invited to that one, or
Well,
how
the
does that work?
The modified deal is,
Okay, because I know we were talking with Jory Berg about it, and he said he didn't get the invite.
yeah, well, I don't know how when it originally started, there was a big group of mostly UMP guys from down in that area that
Sure.
got in. Well, now I think it's kind of so many guys that have raced it yearly, they get in, and then it's by invite. I'm not sure how it all works.
Okay,
but
okay. Do you think maybe you get a chance one time? I mean,
I don't know. Like
yeah.
I say, if it was,
Somebody else's car.
yeah,
well-
I really hate to bring it. It could be an expensive deal.
Sure.
You know?
Oh,
Right.
gosh,
But it would be awesome to race it. You know,
Yeah.
but
I was looking, and I've always had 3 races on my bucket list. I've never been to the World of Outlaws at Knoxville, the Knoxville Nationals.
We're always working.
Yeah, and well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And Daytona 500 was on my list. I got that
that
off. But I've always wanted to go to the Chili Bowl. At least for one day.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put it into Dobmeyer's head to maybe fly me down there one time and watch it. And by the way, Dobmeyer will be coming on early next month. But
Nice.
I did see they have a partial list now of some of the guys running the Chili Bowl. And Andy Pake is going to be down there running,
Yeah.
which should be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be good.
See how that goes.
I think, and right, the 2024 is already, like, they're already selling tickets for the Dome for 2024. So, and the crowd was immaculate
Oh,
from
yeah.
the looks of it.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
they said way bigger than it's ever been. They actually opened up some of the
upper
upper
seating.
level seating.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a lot of people there.
I bet you, how are the pit areas? Pretty stuffed?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They got the trailers are so close together you can't even open your side door. Like
Oh,
just barely
wow.
open
Oh,
enough
really?
to squeeze in between.
So you
there,
got to be
yeah.
a good driver to back in.
Yeah.
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 So was
that
it you
load
and
in-
Nathan?
In and out would be tight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
That's cool.
Do the fumes in the smoke, does that tend to bother you there, or do they have adequate ventilation?
Well, they do have pretty good ventilation, and this year it was warm enough where I think they were able to leave all
Leave
the
some
doors,
doors open, sure.
The
Yeah.
first day, I kind of noticed that it was getting smoky in
Yeah,
there, and
eyes
the
start to
fumes
burn a
would
little
get
bit.
to me a little bit, but. And after that, it didn't, and I don't know if they had more doors open or whatever. But for the most part, it's pretty good. The worst
Yeah.
part is, like down in the pit area, when they let everybody warm their engines up, they'll start like 2 rows at a time. So there's maybe 40 cars running.
Yeah.
Well, it gets pretty strong.
Right.
Until
Oh,
you got
my
all those
gosh.
cars running.
You know, you go to your clothes that you were wearing the next day, and you can smell it as you're walking up to your sweatshirt. It's like, oh boy, I
feel
can
sorry
smell
for people
that.
cleaning the hotel rooms.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Big Christmas plans?
We're going to Bemidji tomorrow for a couple days, then we'll be back home, and then up north to Lake Bronson on Christmas Day. So we don't have 11 Christmases like you, but
Well.
we got 3 anyway.
So, is there anything on the top of Dustin Strand's wish list from Santa Claus?
I got everything I need.
Wow, that's an awesome answer. I mean, that's a great answer.
That is a good answer.
Yeah, nothing you really want.
Yeah.
So, how about a ride for the Winter Nationals next year? How's that?
Yeah, well, for
Okay.
the Dome. We're
For the
looking
Dome.
For the dome,
Yeah.
the dome. How about you? Anything on the top of your list?
Top of my, wow. You asked me that question?
Yeah. What do you want from Santa
Blow
Claus?
my doors off here. What do I want from Santa Claus? Health and happiness.
That's a good one.
So that's kind of what I'd like to have with
Yeah.
my wife and my son, just to make sure my family's healthy and we're happy. That's
Okay.
I got the happy part taken care of. The health part we're always working on.
Yeah.
So-
Okay, let's commercialize it a little bit. What
Yeah.
do you want for Christmas?
What I want for Christmas.
What do you ask for a new dehydrator?
Oh, for deer meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
I made 10 pounds of jerky last week.
Okay, I'd love to have a stand-up smoker.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
A pit boss stand-up smoker for jerky. That's
Okay.
what we, you know.
Well, if you do get a smoker, I've got a recipe for ribs that, boy, would you like. You would absolutely like
You
them.
know, I'm a fat guy, so.
Paul, can we show those pictures?
Oh, we got pictures of Dustin?
Yeah, we do.
He's not in his underwear, is he?
Great.
This time he's got no jingle balls in
No
here
jingle
either.
balls?
No. Just a couple of really nice pictures. I think they're really, look at these. I mean, that there. Oh, it's on the wrong screen. That okay, you're going to see it there. Yeah, there's nothing embarrassing on these ones.
I love
tried.
that.
See, that's a great pick. And there's what, almost little over half the clan?
Yeah. that's
Half
all
the
three.
team?
Yeah.
All right, you can just keep going through them all here. And okay, what are you drinking there? Because it looks like a meal in a cup.
Jeez, yeah, I don't even know where that was.
That's got bacon
That looks good though.
Yeah, it looks like you got
That
a
looks
mouthful.
really good. It looks like he's already tuned, too.
Yeah.
I don't even know where that
That
was.
must have been in Arizona last year.
Okay. And then now, since that was a picture, it's actually in reverse. But if you can read what the hat Savannah's wearing.
Yeah.
What's it say? Run the dang cushion or something like
Yeah, run the damn cushion.
Run the damned cushion.
Yeah, I get yelled at if I run the middle or the bottom. She tells me to let her hang out.
Yeah.
So. But then if I drive it off the end, I get in trouble too. So
Like
there's
you
a
did
fine
last
line.
year,
Yeah,
yep.
there's a fine line.
Oh, look at this one.
Holy cow.
Hark the Herald. Okay, we left the one out where he had the green tights on. I'll just tell you that one right there. Oh, look at that.
He's going to move this over. That's cool.
Yeah, I love Christmas pictures. Kids they just look so happy all the time.
It's pretty amazing, you know, when you get.
Look at this one.
Oh,
even
get
had
out
one,
of
I had
here.
one of the boy there. Look at that. That's cool.
Dude. Okay, so that picture like that, you know,
I mean, that's Christmas card material
when
right
he turns
there.
11, you got to redo that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he'll be holding you.
That's what I try to do with my kid. Like Parker's almost 11, almost 12. He'll be 12 this year.
Okay,
but,
now this looks like some shenanigans
oh,
going
I
on
love
there.
this. Party time.
They're playing some kind of a board game. I don't.
That picture's got to be about 8 years old.
Is it?
That is so cool, though. And I like the gather in the back. That's. Oh, that's definitely not a.
Oh,
it's not,
that's
definitely
what it
not
is.
a PG game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I've never played it. I've heard about it.
Oh, it gets all dirty and
All
stuff.
right.
Oh, who's this guy? What? Oh, hey, yeah.
Great pictures.
I think what's cool is so you look at you picture your kids. I mean, when you see them, I have this thing on my phone that my wife put on there. It's time hop. It's so
Yeah. So you get
a
the memories
picture-
come back to
yeah,
you. Mhm.
Parker pictures will come up from when he was a baby and stuff, and it's like, holy crap, you know, couldn't believe that fly by like that. And I was just thinking, it feels like a couple years ago, home economy. I was looking at your baby boy in the seat of your car.
Yeah.
Like you guys put him in there just to sit in there, and he was tiny, and now he's walking.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
Yep.
It's just crazy. I mean, it's awesome.
And like I've told you, enjoy it while you can, because before you know it, they're going to be sick of you. And they grow up so fast.
And I tell you what, I never believed you until a couple years ago, and then I had to slow myself down to enjoy my kids' stuff. So, and we do a lot more summer activities now, so I'm gone a lot more. But
Yeah, and that's okay.
it's fine.
You'll
But that's
get-
just so cool. Like you see how much the kids have grown, and I haven't known you forever, but I've known you a little while, and to see where he's been at now, he's walking, like, holy crap.
Yeah, and that's something.
So it's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
And then you
Good
look at
pictures.
them, you can look at the pictures that we were just looking at. Everything they do, they look at with just amazement in their eyes, and you can tell they're just
Well, him
soaking
and-
things in. And
Dad and the boy, you're putting the ornament up. That's a great picture.
that is awesome. Strand
stuff.
Slope Bulls were full in that picture. They grew up and started dating or driving.
Yeah, Heather's got 2 girls.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
good luck
picture
with
was Arizona.
yep.
Second, this got to get Strand to the Dome in 2024. Lindsay Hansen is saying that. Before we take a break, I do want to ask you, we've never really talked that much about what you do for a living. I mean, people like us all know, but tell us about your business. And I know a buttload of people run the
Oh my
things
gosh.
you make, and
Yes.
they do really well with them. But tell us about your business. Here's a chance for you, Dustin, to just advertise the hell out of what you do.
Basically I work on race cars every day. We build and work on modifieds and late models and street stocks, whatever. We do, I got all the wrap equipment. I have that at my house. I do that. It's my night job. And so we pretty much, if a guy brings me a race car, either we're building a new car or they bring one in to get rebuilt. When it leaves the shop, it's ready to go to the track.
Okay, say if I walked in and said, I would love for you to build me a mod from the ground up, how long would that take?
Well, I guess it would all depend on what we got for projects in front of you, But realistically, if you're gonna build a car from the ground up, I mean, the frame itself, building that part of the equation is a week at best, you know. And so I mean, it's a 3 week to a month deal to complete a car.
Wow, that's it?
Yeah.
I always figured it'd take a little bit longer depending on availabilities and stuff. And
Well, and it all depends. I mean, I'm talking if you're just straight working on
Right.
that, you know what I mean?
Right, if you had nothing else
A lot of times
going.
you're waiting for parts or you're working on other things in between or whatever.
And what do you call your race cars?
Millennium chassis.
That's what I was
There we
waiting to
go.
hear. There you go.
there we go.
Now, you would think this would be a slower time of the year because it's off, but this is where everybody, after beating the living crap out of their equipment all season long, then all of a sudden they dump it on you and say, make it look pretty again. So I would imagine this is really a very busy time for you.
Yeah, actually, right now is not real pressing as far as if I'm kind of on my normal guys because I know who I'm going to need to do. A lot of guys aren't really thinking about their race car, especially through the holidays. Now, it seems like after the first of the year, people get more, oh, geez, I better get ready for next year.
Sure.
But up to this point, I know the guys that we got to get done regardless, so I just kind of go down the list and say, or if it's guys like every year, more and more guys are going south for the winter. So
Sure.
we've been getting those cars ready first, you know. So
Lindsey Hansen says, Jory Berg single-handedly keeps Strand's lights on for how much he wrecks. John Biergard, such a great guy, can pull up to the shop and say hi and always get a great conversation. Of course, give the pup some love, too. That's usually what I do in the pits because I always get one of those brisket sandwiches and I can never finish it. So seems like there are quite a few boxers. For some reason, boxers are the dog of choice for race car drivers. But, yeah, a lot of them will start to look for me walking around because they know I got treats.
Oh, yeah, you smell.
Well,
I smell like barbecue.
There you go.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you smell.
I know.
But how many projects you got going on right now? Like you got a handful of stuff. I mean,
I got a heck of a mess in there right now.
I couldn't imagine.
I need to spend just one day cleaning maybe, but I think right now there's about 5 race cars in the shop. I got two new ones going together.
that stuff in the corner goes to this car. This stuff over here.
Well, that's the bad part. Then the freight comes in and you got to unbox that. Well, then I'm robbing parts for what I'm doing, and then I got a mess over there, so I got to spend an hour putting parts away. And
oh man, you should be bald.
So it's one to the other.
It's one or the other.
Cale Bergeron, when I help Jory Berg in the pits, Dustin and Millennium Chassis are straight class. And we had Jory Berg on the show last week. He said the same thing. About you and your old man. He goes, man, anything I need. All I got to do is talk to those guys.
It's awesome because you're right. And if you're having a really big trouble, I've seen him get into the car.
Yeah, right. Right.
He gets to the car and let me drive. Let's see what's going on and see if I can see what's going on for you. And he does that too. So service-wise, it's top notch. I got guys I know that are up in Carlstead that they wreck and they take the vehicle down or the car down to Dustin and fix it during the week and it's ready to go for the weekend again. I mean, so I can't imagine what kind of hours you put in the summertime because you work on everybody else's crap stuff that got broke during the weekend. But also got 2 cars of your own. So
and then you even got to bring some of the work home with you. You think you could leave it there because it's in the shop. But and again, going back to race family, I mean, this is something we talk about every Dirty Thursday show. And a lot of people, they don't get it. I was talking to a guy today who works in the mall here, and his daughter dates Tucker Peterson.
Okay.
And so we were talking about Julie and the fact that Julie is home now. And I said, that's the whole racing family thing. We were talking about the benefit. And he goes, I'm finally starting to get it. He goes, I've been hurt. I've been hearing that for years. I didn't know a whole lot about it. But now that I've been going to the track and watching Tucker and seeing what goes on behind the scenes, he goes, I get what you guys talk about all the time now about, Kim Young wants to know what happened to Chad's face. I've been wondering that for a long time.
What? Yeah.
he grew a beard.
I bet you have. Yeah. I think one thing, too, and on Dustin's side of thing, I don't mean to pump his head up, but I remember a big wreck happened, and I think it was B-Mods, and Dustin could barely walk. His back was out. Your back was out.
Like, was that A-Mod that you destroyed?
No, I don't remember this. You were still driving. You were driving your late model. We were late model that night, and a B-Mod accident happened in corner 2. And we're up there cleaning it out and getting everything taken care of. When I got the microphone and reporting back to you what's going on, I look up and you're walking around one of your cars, your Millennium chassis car, and you're trying to see what's going on and see what help fix it. And you're limping like, Dustin, you need to ride back. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm like, what's going on? My back hurts. I'm like, you look like you can't even walk.
Yeah.
So to go out that far, I mean, I've seen this guy in some painful ways, and holy crap, man, you're still trying to serve your customers and stuff. That's service beyond service, man. I'm telling you.
Is the body holding up besides the leg?
Yeah,
the
so
foot?
far so good.
Yep, because
I got the foot about half healed up, and I threw that brace over. That was long enough.
That's what you gotta do. Yeah.
We never
It'll
listen to the
heal.
damn doctor.
No.
It'll be fine.
And going back to Jory Berg, when you talk about back, you've had a couple of surgeries. I've had a couple of back surgeries. Jory Berg, I remember when he was so miserable. I mean, he couldn't hardly do anything, and he went and got fixed. But there comes a time. Jared Olson says, Dustin, tell Chad to stop dyeing his beard dark. He's not going to have his winter job doing that. Also, when does the Taco John's lunch dates start again?
Well, that's not.
I don't know.
That's not me.
I don't know.
Dyeing my beard.
No, you don't dye your beard, do you?
No. If you look
No
close.
platinum highlights like mine?
They're in there.
Yeah, okay.
But you got to look close.
He's still young. Yeah, you
I'm
don't have to
getting
worry
some
about
gray.
that.
I'm getting some grays in there now.
Well, keep having kids. They're going to
Yeah.
keep getting more.
No, the kids are done.
Yeah.
No more.
Okay.
We're not going to go into why.
I'm guessing it's a for sure deal.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a little break here.
Okay, buddy.
We really haven't even started talking about racing yet. This is going to be an awesome show. I cannot wait for this. But, life doesn't ever seem to slow down. Everything needs to be done right now, like yesterday. Same with an oil change. Tell you what, stop into Valvoline Instant Oil Change. I'm usually in and out of there 15, 20 minutes when I'm there. And they can do tranny and coolant flushes, tire rotations, batteries included in your oil change. They're going to top off your fluids. They check the tires, battery, lights, wipers, cabin air filter. If you're in the military, they're going to give you a discount. If you own a fleet of vehicles, they'll give you a discount. They can text and email invoices and coupons. And here's the one I like to brag about. You mentioned Grand Forks Best Source. They'll take $10 off your oil change. Hey, that's a couple of beers, right? They're open Monday through Saturday. No appointment needed. Pickup and delivery is available in Grand Forks. Valvoline Instant Oil Change for complete oil change and so much more. They're at 3325 South 38th Street, or call at 701-780-8462. Make sure you tell them Grand Forks Best Source sent you. NLRA driver, the 71. He is 2023 track champion. We have Dustin Strand in the studio today, and again, a round of applause. Late model River City Speedway champ, 5 wins, 8 top 5s, 11 top 10s at River City's, second in North Dakota late model points. This is crazy. 1 point behind Brody. Close race in there. Let's see. 4th North Dakota A-Mod points, 3 wins, 6 top 5, 6 top 10s. Second, if there was River City Speedway A-Mod points. The late model, you're always good in it. The A-Mod, you destroyed that one a couple of years ago, and I know it dinged you up a little bit. You built a new one. That thing was on fire, it seems like, from the minute you took it out of the shop. But you had yourself a pretty dang good year there, sir.
Yeah, it was. It was a good year.
What's it mean to you to be track champion?
That's pretty cool. I mean, it's nice to be able to. It's fun to be able to race so close to home too.
Yeah.
And River City's probably my favorite track we've ever raced at, and pretty much, I guess we're here every Friday, and yeah, it's pretty cool to be on top at the end.
With the sprint cars not being around quite as much, we got to see the A-Mods around a lot more in the last year. And I tell you what, if they're ever going to exchange a class one for another, I'd love the A-Mods.
Yeah.
But it's kind of nice, too, that you can run that thing so close to home without having to travel everywhere else.
Right. That racing 2 cars in one night is kind of a tough deal. Normally, if we're traveling anywhere, I won't try to bring both cars just because you're like running with a chicken with your head cut off, trying to get them both.
Sure.
Basically, they both go on the track, and that's it. You hardly have time to get either one ready. And if you have a problem, then you're really behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
But But yeah, it is cool. It's fun to be able to race both of them at home here. I hope they do have shows like they did last year for the A-Mod.
It's kind of fun because you're so good in both cars, but then, I got to throw Tyler in there too, the one TPO, because he's doing pretty good in both too, a rookie in the late model. But you guys exchanged paint a couple of times. He's getting it there. He's getting there. But good racing. I love the A-Mods. Brennan Grover, hey, I know that guy. Daryl Works, there's one of our Canadian friends.
Hey, buddy.
Good morning, Bullring boys. Dustin, Grand Forks Best Source crew, and everyone. Shout out to Dustin's crew in the campground. Beers, always fun with Eric, Daryl, and Reed. Thanks for the 71 shirts, Eric. Merry Christmas all. Looking forward to next year. Great times. Kyle Lowney, I'm calling it. Dustin Strand or Holton is going all the way for A-Mods. Oh, boy. He's putting the pressure on you there.
Throwing you out there.
Yeah. Is there any races last year you wish you had back? Because I got a feeling what you're going to say. But is there one night you wish you could take back?
Well, there's always some of them.
Yeah.
But I guess probably the Sites Memorial. That race is just my kryptonite. I've pretty much come to peace that I'm not supposed to run good at that race.
And that's the thing is, though, you do run good at that race until something just that you would never imagine happens. So tell us about your last year then at the sites.
Well, actually, the first part of the race, car was badass. Really, we were coming through there, and I still don't even understand how things played out the way they did. But at the beginning of the feature, when they dig the track up, everything's really fast and whatever.
Yep.
And I got in underneath of a car and got a little low and bumped one of the tractor tires, which shouldn't have effect on anything. Well, somebody 3 cars behind us leaving the corner spun out, which has nothing to do with anything what was going on, and I went to the back. So it seems like I either have bad luck or bad call, but that's just part of it. And actually, we kind of come back through up to about 10th, but then by that time the track got pretty locked down one lane on the bottom, and but it is what it is.
Yeah. Do you ever want to just strangle a flag man?
Oh yeah.
Well, even, when I'm watching it and I see that happen, and I saw that happen, and I was like, what? That doesn't add up.
Yeah.
What's going on here? Like, why? You were on the front straightaway, I believe.
It's actually funny because, I've had a lot of calls in my day that maybe are questionable, and you think, well,
right.
I don't, whatever, you're mad about it.
Yep.
And I remember when that happened, I never even gave it a thought. I was up to like 4th at that point. I'm like, all right, the yellow's out. We're going to restart here, and I'm going to have a shot at these guys. And they said 71 to the back, and it still never even fazed me because I was thinking, who the hell else is number 71 here?
Yeah, because I had nothing to do with that.
Right.
Yeah. And no, it was me.
No,
to the back we go.
Don't they have a replay or something that they can look at?
Steppen has a replay up top they could always look at because he has the live feed up there.
But he wasn't up top.
No.
Then he would have been down there.
No, he was probably sitting next to you as you were calling it.
Not the 96 lap.
Oh, he doesn't sit up there?
No, he's usually down there. Oh,
92.
I can't remember. 92 laps, 96, 92 lap. Yeah.
Either way, I'm just pretty much at peace that I'm not supposed to do good at that race.
Because he's right there.
I know.
1 year, so 1 year bad brake line. 1 year we had a horrible rollover.
Yeah,
I remember.
1 year I was leading and the axle tube broke. That was a freak deal.
Yep.
Another year I come from the back. I was up to 2nd, and I don't remember what happened. Something broke. It was just, there's a lot of, I've had about anything that can go wrong with that deal does. So.
Sure. And my big thing is, I love the sites because it's the time I get to chance to talk to guys you don't see every week. But let's face it, of course, we want a local to win.
Oh, very much so.
I mean, hands down, we want a local to win. So you're always one of the guys that I'm rooting for.
Yeah, it's nice to have the other guys come out and try the track that don't race here all year for this, just to have the camaraderie of everybody coming to support this one event, which is pretty cool. But at the end of the day, when we're announcing it, we're not supposed to have favorites, but it's nice to have our local guys support and win it. You know what I mean? So, great that Edgerton won it this year. That was cool. But yeah, I think I agree with you. It's a kryptonite race for you, and it's going to be either going to be really good or going to end up really bad.
Yeah.
So right now it hasn't been really good.
Maybe one day we'll make her happen.
I think it'll be good.
You know what?
That one day, oh my God!
I happened to watch a replay yesterday of the 1998 Daytona 500, and it was on for a half hour. And I told my wife, I said, "Boy, they must have really ran fast because the Daytona 500 is done in a half hour here." But it was the one Dale Earnhardt won.
Yeah.
And look how many times he led that race, or should have won that race, or something happened to him, and he finally won it. And I can still remember every member of every single team coming out to congratulate him as he drove up the victory lane, and it was so cool. He was my guy back in the day. Joshua Johnson wants to know, does running mods here and there at River City feel more special than it would if they were there every week? To me, running them every once in a while gives people something to look forward to. And I kind of agree with you there, Joshua. Your thoughts on that? Because it's kind of a special deal when they come here.
Yeah, no, I think about what they did last year, if it was once a month or every 3 weeks or whatever, I thought that was good. Like you say, it kind of keeps it, I don't know, a little more hotter or whatever.
I agree.
I agree.
And I think the car counts are maybe better because most of our A-Mod specials, we get guys from other tracks. I think they work with them when they have a night off and they can come here.
And then maybe hit one of the local tracks the other nights, the Green Bushes and things like that. And we'll talk about Green Bush too. Carry on, Troftgruben, great show today. Dustin's one of my favorite drivers. Generations, not so much the flagman. That race with a face. Daryl, one of the Canadians. Okay, Daryl, I'm not going to tell your boss unless he's watching. He says, don't tell my boss, but I'm watching here at work. Can't wait to see all you guys in summer. New greeter this year at the campsite. Heather McDonald, 10 scheduled shows, gets the drivers a points check. Okay. There we go. Any of the new tracks that you've been running on, was there any? And are there any? I know you mentioned River City Speedway, probably your favorite track. Are there any other tracks that are kind of growing on you a little bit?
Oh, I mean, any of our local tracks, I mean, we enjoy racing everywhere, But when you said something about that Greenbush deal, that's kind of I don't know what's going to happen there. The promoter kind of...
Yeah, he's had enough.
Not going to do it anymore. So I would assume that, I think the Walls own that racetrack. I would assume that they want it to continue.
It's a hidden gem up there. It really is.
Hopefully somebody will take it over. I mean, that's a thankless job, that running a racetrack.
Oh, gosh,
sure.
yeah. Oh, especially if Trapper, he's running a racetrack in Greenbush, lives in Glendon. I mean, even when you and I go up to Glendon to call a race, that's a long haul.
Yeah.
Imagine that to Greenbush, because from here to Greenbush, to me, is a haul. But
and you can't just show up at race day to get the track ready too.
You probably got to have an apartment or a motel or a different house up there. But Keith Cummins has been, we've been talking back and forth. We'll get him on the show here coming up, but I want to see him keep working, so hopefully we'll get something. I heard there's a couple people interested, or there's some stuff in the fire, but we can only hope. Eric Rice, Dustin, is K-Bomb behaving?
I haven't seen him very much.
Who's K-Bomb?
Kalen.
Oh, sure.
Yep. Behaving. He's trying to get all the dirt out here right now.
I think he's pretending like he's working, but I don't know if he really does.
I see him at hockey games every once in a while.
Oh, that's
every once in a while. All right. And any winter races on your schedule for this year? You do in Arizona? You going to do anything like that?
Yeah, we're going to go down middle of January. They have a race in Casa Grande. Actually, Don Shaw is promoting that race down there. So they're going to have a late model race, late models, B-mods, and then some IMCA classes. We're going to go down and race that. It's a 2-weekend deal. They got 3 nights each weekend.
Okay, so that way you can work and play, or play and play.
Yeah.
So is that something you pack up the whole fam and bring everybody down for a nice winter vacation?
Yep, we're all going to go down. Actually, Savannah and the kids will fly down.
Oh, sure.
And I'll drive the car down, and it's it breaks the winter up. It's nice. We get a couple weekend getaway there, and kind of breaks things up.
I don't know how you would trade that. Okay, yes, dear, fine, we'll drive down, and all that. You're probably giggling because it's like, I don't have to haul 5 kids through an airport and load them up on an airplane.
Especially that's better the 3-hour flight rather than taking them in the car for 24 hours.
That's
driving.
true.
That's kind of a hectic drive.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty up and down.
So say you get through the first 3 nights of racing, you've got a few days off. If as long as the maintenance is all done, you didn't have any major damage, what do you do with your off time then? Trying to keep all the kids in the family busy and making it a memorable week for them also.
Well, both my parents and Savannah's mom both are down there during the winter too, so we got a bunch of family down there also.
Sure.
Well, get some grandparent time in.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, get some, and it's perfect because we haven't had cold yet.
No,
it's been crazy warm.
It's been crazy warm, right? Mm-hmm. So I think in January we're gonna get it.
Probably. The day I leave for Arizona, it'll be the biggest snowstorm.
Oh, of course.
Every time.
Yep. And then winter will last till July.
Yeah, have you ever seen a Polo trailer?
just into the pits.
I
here.
followed him to Devil's Lake a couple times.
Yes, you're crazy.
He's not-
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
do remember
saying.
that same thing. I was going to Devil's Lake the one time.
Yeah. 85?
Grin.
Oh,
grin
just-
as he's going by waving.
He's just driving just as fast. He drives a late model, I swear to God. So if he's going down south, it ain't going to take him no 24 hours.
Generation Salon says we're actually going to MX, and it just so happens racing is going on then. Oh, that is
she's
perfect.
She's been on me since we did a destination wedding.
Sure.
11 years ago now, and she's been on. We got to go back to Mexico. Well, we haven't because we've been racing during the winter, busy. And so this winter, last year, I told her, well, maybe we'll go to Mexico next winter. Okay.
Sure.
So then it come down to it, and
You're
said,
going to
well,
Mexico.
You know what? I just saw. Yeah, we had this Mexico trip planned, and I said, I just saw they're having that race over there, kind of in the same time. Maybe we'll go down and race the week between. We'll go to Mexico, and then we'll be back. So it worked out good.
That's
The
what you're
kids
doing.
will- Kids will stay with Nana and Papa.
Oh, that's
and,
that's perfect.
Then we'll
That-
be gone for 4 days.
It's like
and
he's
come
a
back.
master planner right there.
Exactly.
He did everything right there.
Yeah. It's wow. I've still never been to Mexico.
Nope.
I never have.
Haven't.
I've been all over the world, but I've never been to Mexico.
Yeah.
So we know how busy you are. When you win a track championship, and we've been doing these shows lately on track champions and stuff, but I know the majority of your sponsors have been with you for a long time. Does winning track championships, does that help you when you call at the beginning of the year or in the winter, whatever you do, to get sponsors nailed down for the next season? Does that help? Or do they just know enough about you and know that, you know what, he won the track championship, well-deserved. I expect nothing less of him. Does it make sponsorship getting any easier for you?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it doesn't hurt when you're running good, but pretty much all the sponsors we have are really actually close friends of ours.
Sure.
And we've just built awesome relationships that they've always kind of just stayed on board and helped us out. You know, I guess I've never been real good at going out and just looking for random.
Right.
Random
You've never
people,
been
you
in
know?
that situation, and that helps. Now, do you think you'd be in this situation? Would you even be racing cars if it wasn't for your dad? Because you see a lot of kids, that's what they do. There's a lot that start on their own.
Right.
My dad, when I got into it, was against it because back then you took a real car and you built it into a race car. And my dad spent his life making cars look good. And he thought guys like us, all we did was go out there and destroy them. But
Right.
and the reason I'm asking you this about your dad, Brian, because now with your son or even daughters that are racing, is this something do you think they will do when they get old enough? And is that something you would like them to do?
Oh, yeah, if they're into it. I mean, that's kind of me. I grew up at the racetrack every weekend. I think they said when I was a week old, I was in the back of a van in Winnipeg up at the
Sure.
racetrack. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much all I knew. I really wasn't into sports and whatever. We were always at the racetrack, you know? So,
Right.
oh, yeah, for sure. I don't know. He got me hooked at a young age,
Yeah,
I guess.
and-
That's what I always idolized him and looked up. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah,
you know?
and I'm
That's
guessing there
awesome.
was no forcing you to start racing.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, it was actually kind of, he was kind of in his prime racing when I kind of started. And I think he probably knew if I started racing full time, that'd be towards the end of his
Sure.
racing career. And he always told me, well, you know where the tubing's at. Whenever you're ready, you build yourself a car. And so actually the first race car I ever had, I had this customer of ours come in. He was from Red Lake and said he had this 78 four-door Impala pure stock if I wanted to race it. So I went up to Red Lake and picked it up, and we raced her the next Sunday. So, I mean, that's kind of how I got started.
Now, are we talking Red Lake or Red Lake Falls?
No, we're talking Red Lake
Oh,
up there. There's a medicine man.
That
He
is
blessed
good
my car
stuff.
before I left you.
Yeah. Shuckers. Kyle Lonnie, I'll wear my Dustin Strand t-shirt during my wedding when that time comes to put high hopes on Dustin to go all the way for late models and E-mods this year. The girls in Tate are always at the track. I think it will happen. That's according to Reed. So maybe it will happen.
Yeah.
Oh.
So how long has Dustin been building race cars?
Like I say, kind of the same deal. That's what my dad did for a lot of years. So
Right.
I kind of grew up in the shop with him, helping him and whatever. And I suppose it's been, I don't know. I don't even know how many years it's been, to tell you
Yeah.
the truth.
Yeah.
But a lot of years
Yeah.
been working on race cars.
So you got a lot of experience with that. So if anybody's out there just teetering on what chassis to go with next,
Oh, I tell you what.
Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, and I love to use this for an example. Go to Devil's Lake and watch the B-Mods because it's almost always the top 5, 6, 7, 10 are all coming out of your race shop. Now, a lot of people just know you now in East Grand Forks, but did you grew up in Bemidji or did you grow up in East Grand Forks?
No, I grew up in Bemidji. Yeah.
Okay, so you were a lumberjack.
Yeah.
Okay, and what made you move to East Grand Forks? Was it just the racing, or how did that all work?
No, and I went to school in Alexandria for fluid power and hydraulics, which I probably should have just got a career in that and probably been making better money.
Yeah.
But when I got done with school, I didn't know what I was going to do for a job. Well, the Hartshies own a welding supply company. They have 3 of them, one here, one in Grand Bemidji, and one in Grand Rapids.
Okay.
And they needed somebody in Grand Forks. So I'll go there and work for a little bit. Well, then I was there for a couple of years, and then I was driving back and forth helping Dad in the shop. And then he started farming up by Brockett. So we decided, well, let's move the shop to Grand Forks since I'm here and be closer to him. And then I kind of just took everything over. So I don't know how I ended up here, to tell you the truth, but it's kind of nice having the track right in town.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
Now, when you talk about he started farming, because most people don't start farming, they're born into it. Your dad didn't grow up on a farm, or did he?
Well, he did.
Okay.
He did, but he didn't really want to. That's not what he wanted to do.
And that's most people don't.
And he left. My grandpa farmed, his whole life. Well, then he kind of started going back and helping him. Well, then he eventually took everything over there.
Right.
So.
I used to farm. It used to be my living. That's what I did for a living many, many years ago north of Thief River, and I absolutely loved it. But I had nothing to do with the checkbooks,
right,
except cashing my paychecks. So I couldn't imagine the stress that would be there. But it was probably one of the funnest jobs I ever had. Was actually farming. Corey Palm says, "Merry Christmas, guys." Joshua Johnson, the 4-door Impala was awesome. Pure stock 1 week, street stock not too long after. My favorite part is when Dustin wins, pulls up to victory lane, and immediately has the baby in his arms every time. Too cool. That's Marie Stewart. And Austin Hunter, 71 to the Dome next race. Austin, did you just tune in?
I think we're going to drive Austin's car next year.
Perfect.
That's great. That would answer your question right there.
Is that street stock still going? I think, is that the one that's running?
Yes.
Okay,
it's
that's
still going in Devil's Lake.
Yep.
No, that's not the 4-door. I don't know if it is.
Okay.
The first year I had that 4-door, and then, well, like he said, it didn't last long. I raced 2 races in a pure stock, and the third week, my dad was driving truck at that time. I said, I'm going to go race in Grand Forks. And he said, well, they don't race pure stocks in Grand Forks. And they said, well, I'm going to take the tires off your modified and go race with the street stocks.
Oh.
Okay. So I went over there, and I think the thing still had probably a stock radiator hose from 78 on it, because I blew the radiator hose in the heat. So I started 24th in the feature and got second. So then after that, I started racing with the street stocks.
It's like a drug, isn't it?
Yeah.
Man.
But the next year we built a 2-door Impala.
Yep.
And that whole deal, how it kind of came about, we were going to build a Nova that year. And somebody came in the shop and was telling Dad, so what are you guys going to, you going to race that Impala again? No, we're going to build a Nova. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to keep up with that big car. So when that guy left, he says, call the junkyard, we need an Impala. So
I love
think
that.
we won like 24 races with that big car, because everybody builds street stocks out of like a metric Monte Carlo.
Sure. Now, all this talk about Novas and Impalas and all of that stuff, away from racing, are you a Chevy guy?
Not necessarily. I drive Dodges or drive Ram pickups.
Yeah, I drove them forever. Yep.
And I guess I've had about every brand over the years.
Sure.
I guess I always used to think I probably was a Chevy guy, but no, I'm not really brand loyal, to tell you the truth. I think you get a good or bad at any of them. They're all so nice now.
Yeah, golly. Yeah. And another thing,
you hear guys complain, oh, Ford suck or Dodges suck. But
found on road, whatever. I remember when I used to MC demolition derbies, and you'd work the crowd, and how many Chevy fans we got out here, and and how about you Ford guys, and I go, you know what they say about Fords? 98% of Fords bought are still on the road today, and they're like, and I go, the other 2 made it home. Boy, they're flipping me off, and but
I'm the same. I'm not brand loyal to anybody. I think all trucks are nice nowadays. It doesn't matter what you're driving. Obviously, power is power. You can't really say
it's
nothing
not
about
like
Cummins
we're
motor.
talking about snowmobiles or anything, right?
I'd still go Polaris. But anyway,
No, we ride no Polaris. Come on now.
I'm going to turn his mic down, all right?
I knew that'd get you guys going.
Yeah, but here's another thing though too. I mean, I don't even look at snowmobiles anymore. I physically just can't ride them. But if I was to get, what is there? Only 3 brands being made right now, or is there Yamaha still making them? Aren't they?
I haven't seen a Yamaha. I think it's Skidoo and Polaris, and
Arctic and Yamaha. Well, Yamaha might be done. I know somebody that just got one of the new ones, I thought.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, I thought they were getting out. But anyway, if you could afford to buy any one of these snowmobiles, doesn't matter the manufacturer, brand new, they're all nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same with a pickup. It's the same
Yeah.
with a car. They're all nice, but it's still fun to have the little.
Oh,
brand
you got to
wars.
heckle a little bit. I mean, I drive a Ram. I go to work, and the guys always make fun of me because I always walk in, and either my phone's ringing or something, I'm looking down, and they're like, "Oh, look, a head hanger again." I'm like, "Oh, come on, guys, that's enough. That's
boy.
enough." First on race day, Chad? What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, Ford.
Oh,
First on race day.
first on race day, Chad. Oh boy, Ford.
Everything's coming now. Yamaha quit making them this year. Arctic Cat built them in Thief River Falls.
Okay, yeah, it's all about Arctic Cat. Yeah, Polaris
So
wasn't
Arctic
even
Cat
running.
built Yamaha.
Yep, they had a
Isn't that-
Yamaha motor, but they were using Arctic Cat chassis.
Isn't that crazy?
Okay, because back in the day when I was running Arctic Cats, a lot of the stuff was done by Suzuki.
Right.
And
wow.
So, yeah,
I
okay.
think a lot of people are doing that. They're kind of putting everybody else's stuff together. It's tires. It's everywhere.
Yeah, well, I do remember back in the day though, the Yamaha SRXs were one of the very fastest sleds you could buy back in the day.
Yeah.
Couldn't
The
hardly
SRX
stay
and the
on 'em, but
Exciter,
they
well,
went like
that's-
that.
yeah. It was like riding a rock, but boy, they were fast.
I was talking to Dale Conzi. He comes to the shop a lot. When we talked to him a bunch, and he's like, "Yeah, I just bought a snowmobile this year." How's that going for you, Dale? Haven't rode it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tough. It's tough when you you look at buying like a boat or something. You know, if you got a lake place or whatever. But if you're buying snowmobiles and we get 2 inches of snow, the diehards are out there in that 2 inches of snow.
Oh, yeah,
They're,
yeah.
You know, running on a ditch. But
And they had them. I had them going by my house. And the thing
Right.
is people don't realize that snow, for one thing, is cushion.
Yep.
For another thing, it's lubrication for your skid, for your high facts and all that kind of
Yep.
stuff. It's just not. They're snowmobiles because they're called snowmobiles, but snow is there for a reason. And when you crash, when it was like that,
Yep.
it hurts way more than it does when there's a lot of snow on the ground. I
Yeah.
think we could probably all attest
nothing
to
covering
that.
you there.
Yeah.
You're kind of screwed at that point.
Yeah,
That's true.
How long's Dad going to keep farming? Any idea?
I don't know.
Has he mentioned it to you? You want to take over the farm someday?
Yep.
Have you thought about it?
Yep.
Thinking
And
maybe
the
someday?
answer is no.
No. Okay.
No, I don't know. At this point in my life, I don't think I really wanted to go down that road. But
Sure.
I don't know.
Well,
You
it's
never know.
Pretty early yet. I
Yeah.
mean, you got a lot of time to think about it. Your dad is still in great shape, obviously. When I see him, I don't see him that often anymore, but he looks like he could jump in a race car at any time, and I'm sure he could.
Always smiling.
Oh, always.
Always smiling at the
And-
racetrack.
But that kind of runs in your family.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does. I don't, even when I've seen you pissed, it doesn't seem like you have the look on your face like you're pissed. You got to kind of know him a little bit and go, boy, Dustin Strand's mad. Like, well, it doesn't look like he's mad to me. He is.
Don't go talk to him.
Yeah,
Don't go talk to
I
him.
wouldn't go talk to him.
Yeah.
Found on reservation dump. Wow.
No, that's where he
Skidoo
found
was
one of his cars.
Right there. Yeah, yeah.
That's where. Sorry.
Oh, that's a good one, don't That was a good one.
What the weather like up there?
Yeah. I actually do a Monday night podcast with some guys called Renegade Radio.
Yep.
And have you ever seen the weatherman, the Res Weatherman?
Oh, yeah.
He was one of our guests on the show.
Was he?
Super cool guy.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get him in here in the studio one day.
He's hilarious.
He is. He's hilarious. And now he's doing stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
And he's going all over the place. But
It's funny because he doesn't talk like that all the time.
No,
just
no.
when he does those things.
And I
It's
asked
funny.
him, one of the questions was, I said, okay, I know when you're talking, there's somebody in your brain that you are trying to
Oh, yeah.
copy, you know? And he
Oh, yeah.
goes, that's the first time I've ever been asked that. And he goes, you're absolutely right. He goes, it was an uncle of mine from back in the day.
Because now we're all copying him.
Yeah, and that's exactly how he talked.
That's crazy.
You're looking at your clock. Are you running out of time there, buddy?
I'm good.
Okay.
I just got a
Okay.
text. No worries.
Oh, okay. Next year's plans, just kind of go with the flow. Do you come
New
up with
car?
a schedule? Yeah, new cars, new anything. Do you
well,
have a schedule?
We we got that new car right at the end
long
of
haul.
last year. Yeah. And but no, probably just same deal, I guess. We're just gonna race when we can, where we can. There's actually a pretty cool race, modified race in Wisconsin next year. They just come out with 100,000 to win for modifieds.
Wow.
So we're gonna go do that.
100,000.
Holy, how many days is that?
Just a 3-day race.
Yeah, it's starting out with like 300 cars.
Oh, yeah,
and-
you
Well,
got it.
like 200 or 220, something like that. But yeah, it's
Is that an invite only?
Well,
Or is
no,
that pre-register?
yeah,
or?
it's pre-registered.
Okay.
So when that race came out, they had a link up where you could pre-register for this race.
Did you even think about it?
No, I did it, and it was filled up in less than 24 hours.
Wow.
Oh, God.
One of those races. Well, he's got to come through the L main.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
this
Well,
time, but
So
still.
even just if we could, if a guy could get lucky and make that race would be cool, but it'll be.
Right. That is so crazy. 100,000 to win. I've never seen that besides sprint car wise.
Yeah,
Right.
But
yeah.
for
Late model stuff, big
right.
time.
But for a modified?
I hope some of that, you see the last few years, there's been a lot of big money in big time late model racing.
Sure.
Right.
And be awesome if some of that trickled into some more modified racing.
Oh, that'd be amazing. I mean, and to have the competition that we see
Oh gosh, yeah.
can go
Well,
do that.
You know, when you talk about that, and I'm glad you brought that up. I've been looking at my race pass a lot lately, looking at national champions and state champions and stuff. When you look at the national dirt track champions, I mean, even going to the sprint cars, we talk about Dobmeyer. I don't know if you saw that stat the last 15 years. Only one that's won more races than him is Donnie Schatz.
Yep.
When you look at their winning percentage over the last 5 years, I think he's number 2 in the planet behind Kyle Larson. But when you look at the national points, especially with Wasota and things, a lot of those guys that you see up at the top
Yeah.
are the guys we get to see every week around here.
Right.
So that's got to tell you, I would think, okay, well, you're going to haul your stuff down to Arizona. And a lot of people will go, guy lives up in East Grand Forks, Minnesota. You know where that is? It's like an hour from Canada. It ain't that way when you go down there, is it? They're like, crap, the 71 is here.
Yeah, he's been down there and won.
Right,
I mean,
right.
We really do have pretty stout competition right in this area.
Yeah, for sure. And so does it make it easier for you to go down there? I mean, most of these people know who you are when you show up, don't they?
Oh yeah, if they're around racing and whatever, but well, no doubt racing against. I always say you got to get beat by the best if you want to be the best. So
Sure.
I mean,
Right.
for sure.
When we were talking about the smile on your face and stuff, we just got a text from the salon. He hasn't had to be in many timeouts these past few years at the track. Have you been put in timeouts before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. Oh,
Yeah, we all get
Yeah.
it. We all get it. Ever want to just pound the piss out of somebody at a racetrack?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't. Or did you?
No.
Okay. Now, would you consider yourself, do you have a temper?
Yeah, I would say I have a temper.
You do? Okay. I see. I'm one of those. Well, I hear it from my wife all the time.
I think I've been learning how to control a little better.
Yeah. Oh, my wife, it's to the point now I can't even drive across town with her.
Right.
She rides with me because she keeps telling me one of these days you're going to have a stroke because I've been lately road rage king.
Yeah.
And it's because I'm so sick and tired of people that don't know how to drive. It's like, where the hell, who did you get your license from?
See, and I deal with that every Friday night.
Yeah, John, just take a note here. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
And that's hilarious you say that because, you got newcomers up there and stuff like that. And you're just like, when you see newcomers coming up and stuff, I mean, it's exciting to grow the sport and get more stuff into there. But do you go like, I don't know, you probably don't because I don't think you would, but you go over there, hey, just make sure you stay out of the lane and make sure you stay clear and you'll be safe.
Well, I mean, I think for the most part, people knew getting into racing. If they're smart about it, they kind of go and source that out and maybe go talk to a driver they've been watching and
Sure.
say, well, geez, what do I do? And I think when they're first starting, never drove anything, the right thing to do is to probably start in the back for a couple weeks until you can hang on to the steering wheel, but.
Yeah, I can take your emotion out of it a little bit and understand that you probably don't have the go how up front. It's go in the back a little bit because if you are not going when that green flag drops, you're gonna have a lot of people pushing your bumper.
Right.
And you're not gonna be ready for that, and there might be a mess in your seat.
Sure. Yeah.
Just saying.
There you go.
I'm just saying you're gonna have a mess in your seat.
Kaylee is wondering, I've been wondering if some of the NOSA guys will sell out and get into something else so they can continue racing local weekly. I have no idea how to answer that. I heard that there's possibly going to be, they're trying to get more sprint car racing back this next year. I'm not sure. I haven't met with any of those guys.
Yeah, we're last to know.
Yeah, and Joshua Johnson replied to her, more than likely they'd be done. It's sprints or nothing. Heather McDonald, the last time we got put into the wall in Devil's Lake, I think he wanted to pound the piss out of someone. His dad was 10 shades of pissed. And
Hey, was that when Ricky Weiss put you in the wall?
That was quite a few years ago at Devil's Lake.
Yeah. Yeah. That was one of my first summers announcing there.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, wow, these two cars are battling. Either something's going to give or somebody's going to pull away, one or the other. And all of a sudden I saw Ricky. I think Ricky came underneath you and just
It was coming to the checkered flag.
Yeah, coming to the checkered flag. And,
sure.
and Ricky wasn't lifting, and Dustin was sure as hell not lifting. And I was watching this, and I think my voice cracked a couple times. And then all of a sudden, boom, boom. And I'm like, oh. And then they couldn't even finish.
Yeah, my car just stopped dead
Stopped
against
dead.
the wall.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you could take him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, that's my
And I like
first.
the guy, too.
I know. And that was my first introduction, really, of this area of racing. I'm like, wow, this is going to be amazing if it's like this all the time. Because just to see guys go all out on it. I mean, obviously,
Right.
you had been pretty phenomenally upset because you had the lane and everything, and he didn't have no room, and he pushed you right into the wall. I remember it like it was yesterday. But that was probably maybe was that say the last time you got that mad?
No, I don't know.
I was waiting for him to
We'll go with
answer.
that.
And the salon says, I think the fans fought more after than Ricky and Dustin did.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes there's some battles in the stands.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Well, everybody's pretty passionate about their driver, and you know, a lot of times you don't see it how it really was either. You're like,
Right.
well, that was my driver, and you don't see that maybe it was their fault. You know,
No,
I even get people come down and tell me, well, geez, so and so did this to you, and I said, well, no, I kind of screwed up. No, he did it.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, you hear that all the time after the races. When
Oh,
you're-
yeah.
When you're
Yeah.
when you're walking across, I have the microphone, and they're walking back, and they're like, obviously,
All
they're,
the armchair race car drivers.
oh, and
Yeah.
they're obviously a couple beers in, and they're selling their whole side of the story and stuff. And then you're like, well, no, it's probably my fault. Oh, you stop it! It wasn't your fault. I didn't know. But if you go to a racetrack, and you don't think fans are loyal, look off to the grandstands to the west, up top. You're gonna see orange.
Oh, a sea of
A sea
orange.
of orange.
Yes, yes.
So if you have a fight between us, probably that Strand clan is you got a lot of. I mean, it's a lot of supporters. I mean, everywhere you look is supporters. That's gonna be pretty cool to see that.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you're out and about, just doing your normal daily stuff. You know, wintertime and you see Strand sweatshirts and stuff. That is cool. I mean, you got to be pretty thankful and everything of those guys as well.
Oh, for sure.
Somebody wants to know if you have any of the Blue Horn die casts for sale for a quick last minute Christmas gift.
I have some small ones at 130 seconds.
Okay, they find you at the shop.
Yep.
And
There
here's
you
the
go.
good ones. Reed Foss, Generation Salon Facts. We should almost put that in here as a segment in our show. Generation Salon Facts, because she has a lot of them.
She's posting a lot of facts for us.
As a fan, you say "whoa." As a driver, you say "oof."
I don't think you say oof as a driver.
I don't say-
I've been around when Jory Berg gets in a wreck. It's definitely not oof.
It might be the first part of a word.
Yeah, maybe. But I know I was like gonna go ask him how I remember one time and he was driving, he got a wreck, and I went to go ask him how he was doing in the microphone, like just doing my job. And he goes, "You tell that fucking guy." I'm like, "Oh, hey, Jory, you okay? All right, sounds good." I understand what you're saying, Josh, but I'm pretty sure you don't even say oof when you get in a wreck. But
No, and
Josh is a different breed. He drives anything.
he does.
I mean, he'll drive anything.
He's got to have a shop the size of this mall. He must have like 8 different kinds of race cars.
He must.
You know. All right, hour and a half every Friday with Daryl and Eric. Should clarify, as a driver sitting in the stands, I'd say oof. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Daryl and Eric. I'm not sure who that would be.
What we got?
Nothing. Was just getting a text from Dave Adams. We're going to be at the Beehive, the sled run again, the vintage sled show coming
Snow
up on
pending?
the 13th. Yes, snow pending, of course. But one more thing here before we cut everybody loose. Kaylee Elizabeth, my kid's going to be on one of the ones in the way for a while. But we were told to stay away from Grand Forks this year, or at least till she gets the hang of it. I know that to some it's frustrating, but people won't learn until they're out there. With Jory to look up to and Dustin's help, we hope she catches on quick. Reed, that's as long as the drive as it is to see him, and the car wouldn't fit to print.
That's a Millennium chassis too, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that'd be
Jory's
cool.
old cars. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep,
So-
and it hardly has any races on it after he got rid of it. It's a winning car. We had talked to him. Well, we talked to him about it last week.
I think you look at that winning car and the support that she has behind her. Well, that's gonna be pretty cool. That's gonna be pretty cool.
And you know, they don't mean anything bad when they're telling you to stay away from River City Speedway. One thing that we had talked about would be really good for her is that the trophy class thing that they run at Devil's Lake, where we're seeing people putting their young kids into these cars to get their feet wet, to get some seat time. And there's nothing wrong with that because, again, people that don't know anything about racing, they don't realize you can't just go practice. You can't go practice racing, not on the dirt anyway, and not without pissing a lot of people off and probably getting thrown in jail. But you can't just practice. It's not like practicing for basketball or hockey or any sport like that. It takes racing to practice.
It does. And I think, have you ever thought, Dustin, of getting a bunch of your cars together with people, and if they have issues, Devil's Lake rents out their track and go test them out there and see what you guys can fix all together and kind of do a brainstorming session? Has that ever happened or thought about?
Well, we've talked about it, yeah. And usually at the beginning of the year, a lot of these tracks now do a practice day or whatever, which is nice to even just get back acclimated with the car, or somebody that's new to the sport or whatever, or new car to shake it down.
Yeah, and it's so hard to do around here because at that time of the year, you don't know what we're going to get for weather.
Right.
You can schedule all the test and tunes you want. We might still get 3 inches of snow on the day of a test and tune. You just don't know. We did a Shaw School. We can do a Millennium School. That's according to Heather McDonald. Looking forward to seeing another girl on the racetrack. We always are.
I think
going to be us.
Any driver, I think, and especially to come up first, she's driving karts and doing this is pretty cool. That's just neat. So good for her, and excited to see what's going to happen this year for her. One of the times when she's on the show, I'll try to be here just so I can talk to her.
Awesome. One last question, and then we're going to cut you guys loose. Jeff Liebrick, hey, ask Dustin to tell you a quick story about knocking me out of my chair when he was a kid.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Was it on purpose? Because it wouldn't surprise me if it wasn't.
I was pushing him around in the pit area. I don't even know how old I was. I think I was barely high enough to hold on to the chair and running like heck. And suppose I hit a dirt clod in the pits and flipped him over, launched him out in the pits. Well, I was scared. I think I was crying, looking for somebody. I think I left him there, ran to go find somebody to help me lift him up.
He did have LOL in there too. Jeff Liebrick's a hell of a guy. He's a hell of a guy, and I'm glad to call him my friend.
That's good. One more question for you, Dust. Okay, new car last year just came out, end of the year. What are you seeing? What's your potential? What's your expectations for 2024 for that new car?
Oh, I don't know. I guess, like I say, I only got to race it a couple nights at the end of the year, and we talked about the sights deal, how that raced by kryptonite. The first night of the sights, I got run over the first lap of the feature and tore everything out of the left rear, and so no, I don't know. We'll just see what happens, I guess.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait to see that 71 car.
I can't either. I had such a good time last year. I can't wait for this year. We're going to cut you loose, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Merry Christmas. I'm old school, and I don't care if you don't like me saying Merry Christmas, but Merry Christmas, and we hope you have a happy New Year.
You filthy animal.
You have a great family. Your family they're one of the people I look forward to seeing every Friday night at the racetrack, especially if you guys are there. Your wife is always the first one to say, come and grab a bite to eat.
Whole family's so open.
And your kids are like you and her. They're always smiling, and it seems like they're just enjoying life. And for you, my friend, have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, buddy.
Next week, we're going to do a best of 2023 is what we're working on because we're planning on taking the week off, hopefully. So you guys all have a great Christmas, a safe Christmas.
Yeah, Dustin, tell everybody hi for us.
Yeah, we'll do. Merry Christmas to
Merry
you
Christmas,
guys.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you for tuning in today, and man, what a great year.
Yeah, and if you do your regular late winter shop party, make sure you let me know.
For sure.
We always have a good time there.
There you go.
It's fun. All right, let's see. I want to give a shout out to Rumors Sports Bar and Casino. Again, one of your sponsors on Dirty Thursday. Rumors, I tell you what, you want to go watch a hell of a basketball game tonight. The Lakers and the Timberwolves are playing, and I hate LeBron James. He's not the GOAT.
You and me both.
Yeah. Go check that out if you want. I tell you what, they've got buses to UND Sports. They've got buses to all the big concerts. It's a great place to go get lunch. They've got their weekly lunch and dinner specials. In fact, today it's a sandwich and a side for just $7. And then the Grand Cities Mall open every day from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. We love that place. BT, Jake, Scotty, the whole crew there at Rumor Sports Bar and Casino. Fork Sports Highway on tonight at 6:30. Monty and Bill and all of the guys, they're going to be talking about the Lakers and the Timberwolves tonight. I can guarantee you. Again, best of 2023, Dirty Thursday next week. Got Brew Brothers tonight at 9 too. All right. I will catch you tomorrow morning. Have yourself a great remainder of the day, everybody. Remember to like, share, tag, and follow us. Hit that notification bell on your smartphone, and maybe Delbert will make an appearance next year, all right? We all know the Grand Cities are grand. Grand Forks' best source is giving them an identity again.